What's going on, guys? My name is AK, back again with another YouTube video. Now today's video we're continuing our Spawn series. The second one in the series today, we're covering BOCAGE. This can be all of your hardpoint spawns for BOCAGE, for all of the different hardpoints. I'm showing you where you can spawn, where the enemy can spawn, all the stuff like that. Let's get straight into it. So here we are on BOCAGE. Again, this is on TAC Maps. There'll be a link in the description if you want to grab it for yourself. If not, just go on the Windows Store, look up TAC Maps, you'll be able to find it. Brilliant piece of software. It covers all of the Vanguard and all of the Cold War maps as well, so you can sort of break down strats with your teams, all stuff like that. Anyway, starting off with P1. So the main spawn points are by the bottom river, sort of by that tank bit there, by the back tank towards the spawn. You've also got one sort of deeper in the spawn there, and you've got one at the back tin. So they're sort of the main spawn points for this this P1 hardpoint in the middle here. So think if you're spawning over towards this side of the tank, the enemy are going to be hitting up sort of towards this this sort of low area around the tractor sort of hut, maybe jumping up, pushing up sort of towards that that P5 plat bit there, and if you're spawning towards the back here, then expect them to be coming perhaps through barn or towards the back of barn, maybe on the barn ledge, or sort of pushing around to the front tools area and sort of pinching the point from there. So that's if you're spawning on that side. And then if you're on the other side, if you're spawning down low, expect them to be spawning in the back there. You can push quite sort of far up. You can get control of this house here, and that way the moment they push into tools from there, you can kill them straight away. So that's a good way of sort of getting a little setup there. But yeah, make sure, of course, you've got someone anchoring out the back here. You don't want to let them sort of let that flip there. So that's basically the spawns for P1. So moving on to P2, the main spawn points are in barn. You've got the sort of the back of tools, sort of by the bridge bit there. You've got the deep back spawn, and then again down sort of the low river behind the tractor's hut. They're the main spawn points for P2, so that's P2 up here. So if you're spawning towards the back of the tools, expect that they'll be coming out of tin. So as you're sort of pushing this this front area, you're going to expect to have someone sort of maybe set up in tin, or sort of watching that long push down there. My advice normally is to get your AR set up on this bottom tank down here. That's a massive sort of power position. Very nice head glitch. You can watch the top of the barn ledge sort of around here. You can watch the back of tin. You can watch the push up into hill. There's only sort of one place in hill really that they can sit, which is behind the green barrels that you can't actually kill them from. So get someone there if you're spawning down here, because you know they'll be spawning sort of towards the back of tin there. And the other spawn point is the one down by the bottom tractor, and sort of the opposite spawn point for the other team is sort of the far deep spawn. So if you're spawning the far deep spawn, potentially hit that through mid. I'll put that in red just to make it a little bit clearer. Potentially hit through mid. You might be able to cut them off, because most people will just push straight through these fences here to get straight to hill. Occasionally they might sort of hit the back just to keep sure, just to make sure that they don't flip out of these spawns here. Because of course, if you do get through, push through tin, secure this back spawn area here, pick up whatever kills you need to, and that should flip them out. But of course, most of the time they'll be spawning down here, and so expect the run up through mid. So even if you get one player set up in mid just to watch that cross, that can be helpful as well. Moving on to P3, which is the bottom house. Let me put that in white just so that's keeping consistent. The spawn points for this one are actually on the back tank. You've got the front of the tractor, sort of the mid area there, and then the other sort of alternative spawn points are P2. Quite a horrible one, and then sort of in the deep back of the spawn here. So they're your main spawn points for this hardpoint. Again, the alternating colours show the alternating spots. So if you're spawning towards the back tank, expect that they're going to be coming mid. So that's going to be your pushes through the front, through tools, and also expect to push either down low or sort of towards the black car, that sort of side. And if they're spawning towards, or if you're spawning in the deep, then you're going to want one player to move over to this tank, because most likely someone is going to be sort of hitting around that deep flank to try and pick that up. But then again, also make sure you're watching tools, watching mid, and perhaps black car. But of course, if they're spawning deep there, most likely they're going to be hitting towards sort of this top side of the hill to try and break through, as opposed to coming all the way around the spawn to try and flank. Now moving on to P4, which is the one inside the bottom of the barn. The spawn points for this one are in tin. You've got just off tower, sort of towards the black car side of things, and then we've also got the back of the sort of the A-bomb site there, and also down on the low tractor. So tin here is the sort of spawn you want. That's the closest spawn. You can sort of funnel straight through there. And again, similar to the P2 spawns, the people that spawn towards the low river are going to be hitting towards that low and sort of around the back to try and pick that up. So if you are spawning towards the back of the stairs, get a player set up, maybe even in top grannies, just sort of the top of P3, they can watch out over that whole sort of side of the map and then pick up those players as they're crossing. So that's quite big. But the best thing to do is get a player, send them around sort of the bottom of P2, get them through tin, out of the back, block these spawns at the back, and then you can secure the tin spawns, spawning the enemies out towards the tower. So all you have to do, have someone set up, say, top barn, or even just sort of low mid, maybe on the hay barrels, anywhere, just watching this black gate push through. That's when most of them will come. And then just, again, whoever's watching the back, maybe play a sort of an angle towards this side, watch that long watch just to make sure no one's pushing through sort of the low river towards the hut and tractor sort of side of things. And lastly, we have P5, which is down the bottom here. Quite a hard hill to hold, actually. But the spawns for this one, you've got the back of the tank towards that side of the map, and you've got tin as well. Tin is honestly a horrible spawn for this. It feels like you're running about a mile to get back into the action. Then you've got the mid-map here, and you've also got the deep back of the spawn here. So, again, if you are tin, you're going to want to try and hit it round towards the front of the hill, sort of play it through the black car, because you know that the enemy team are going to be hitting sort of towards from that back tank area. Normally, you don't spawn out here unless the enemy has got sort of complete control of here. So if you are in control of the hill, push out, get that black car control, sort of cancel out these spawns in mid so that they're forced all the way out to the back. It's quite nice to have the enemy spawning out there. It's not nice to be spawning out there. So if you can push up, get them spawning out. And if you're spawning close mid, expect them to be spawning towards the back. So if you are hitting through mid, get someone on the P1 contest to watch that sort of that deep L push down the bottom, and also make sure that there's no one on these tanks sort of playing in the tower. A lot of common spots, you know, check your corners, do all that. I'm sure you guys do. So that is basically the spawns for BOCAGE. It is a very hectic map, so expect these spawns to be flipping a lot. You're going to want your teammates really to be calling out the spawns on this one. So the moment they say, for instance, oh, we're spawning mid-map, you know that the spawns have flipped from here to here. Things like that. You want to learn these spawns off by heart. It's going to help you massively on BOCAGE. It's still something I'm working on, sort of understanding them all. Even on these videos, I have to go sort of off a reference guide that I've got for them. But yeah, make sure you learn these. It'll be very helpful. You know exactly where the enemy are going to be coming, you know where to pre-aim, and it's going to make you a lot of a better player, and you're going to get a lot more kills. That is about it for today's video. I hope you guys found this one helpful. We've still got a few more maps to cover, so make sure you're subscribed. We've got Tuscan, we've got Gav, I think that's it. Anyway, we'll cover them when we get around to them, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss them. But thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.